Today, I'm going to tell you what I think the killer application for crypto is. The thing that's going to bring us a million times transaction volume. The thing that will bring crypto from an alternative thing to invest in or gamble on to something that's not only ubiquitous, but an absolutely essential piece of infrastructure that all of civilization will rely on. There's always been a huge potential use case in people who don't have access to banking for whatever reason, don't have credit, don't have ID, aren't able to open accounts, don't have a good banking system in their country. This has always been a market that I thought would be really important to crypto. And it is, but not quite in the way I imagined. Um, the TLDW here is it's AI. Uh, and here's why. We know right now, at least if you've been following the developments in artificial intelligence on a daily basis, like I have recently, um, you may have noticed that it is accelerating at an astonishing pace. The things that it is capable of doing are radically improving uh, week over week, sometimes day over day. Devin is the first AI software engineer. This is basically an interface to a large language model where you give it a task and it utilizes a bunch of different tools. You can see here a web browser, an interface for writing code, and tools for looking up and doing all of the things necessary to write a piece of software, evaluate it, check for bugs, produce a final product, and display that to you. This is the very beginning of an autonomous artificial individual that can interact with humans in a much more deep and meaningful way than computer programs currently do, that can act autonomously and can do a substantial amount of work without direct human oversight or intervention. This is advancing very quickly, and very soon applications like this are going to need to be able to interact with civilization more quickly and more directly. And that's going to, in many cases, involve purchasing things. An agent like this may need to purchase web space. It may need to purchase help from other developers, access to APIs. Um, it's very likely that people running this software are going to want to give it an allowance of currency with which it can pay for the things it needs to do its task without having to bother a human every time a financial transaction needs to take place. Big transactions, microtransactions, all sorts of things. And this is just in a relatively narrow scope. As more of these agents become available and do more varied things, there's more and more ways that they're going to be um, interacting with people and doing transactions with people. This visual model here of what Bitcoin looks like compared to what a fast chain like Bitcoin Cash looks like here. This is how many people can fit in a block in Bitcoin. They'll all line up here, and everybody else goes to the back of the expensive line. This model cannot benefit from a million AI transactions, from millions of artificial agents doing billions of pieces of work constantly. Lightning can't handle it either. This is not something that is scalable to what we are going to need, not want, not like, that we are going to need. Um, People are not going to have an easy time setting up autonomous agents with access to their bank accounts and their PayPal accounts. That's going to be a big problem. Um, KYC is a nightmare for real humans. Imagine trying to authenticate transfers done by large language models or whatever comes after large language models. Um, I don't think that interface with conventional banking is going to be an option, and interfacing with Bitcoin is essentially irrelevant. I don't think there's a lot of use cases for an AI agent um, to have a store of Bitcoin that sits in a cold wallet or on an exchange that they don't really do anything with. AI agents are going to exist to do things and to interact. They're going to need an essentially unlimited amount of volume. I want to point out just a couple other channels here to watch if you want to get caught up on what's going on with AI. Highly recommend this AI Explained. He does deep dives into basically every model that comes out. Matt Wolf here does some pretty good video. You can actually see him talking here about the Devin model. Just a broad range of AI tools he covers all the time. And then 2 minute papers here. This was my dose of optimism for years about how quickly technology was accelerating before it really just blew up and became very obvious to anybody paying any attention. But this guy was a ray of sunshine for a long time. I also want to mention this Extropic project. This is the guy known as Beth Bezos. Um, he has started a company that is looking to utilize the, I guess, inherent randomness in small scale physical matter um, to make exponentially uh, faster, cheaper, more effective AI chips, basically. Um, Meaning that our acceleration doesn't stop at the end of Moore's law here. Um, there's this and a lot of other projects that can potentially extend it and maybe even much more rapidly than Moore's law has been accelerating. And to go back to the 2 minute papers for a bit here, if you go back and watch a few of these videos over the last several years, you'll notice something. Um, Not only do the models get better, a lot of times they're getting better at a cheaper cost, at less compute to do something 10 times better. Sometimes they're doing something better at 10 times less compute cost. So there's a huge software efficiency that can be gained even if we don't improve the hardware efficiency. And it looks very likely that we are going to improve both of those exponentially in the future here. And this is going to make artificial agents viable.